both buildings have been built. Our machine parts factory is here, very proudly standing. Welcome back to Mars, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam, and we're here in episode 7 of our little playthrough of Surviving Mars on the Green Planet DLC. If you watched the last episode, you know that we are in the middle of a cold wave. Actually, we ended the last episode just as the cold wave was about to start, and we're right now in the middle of it. And as you can see already by the icons, we have all kinds of issues. We are basically going in full power right away into a drama. First and biggest drama is our water shortage. The problem with the water shortage is not only that we have not enough water all over for the domes, even though right now the domes still are supplied with water, but we don't have enough water to supply all our subsurface heaters, as you can see, which are absolutely crucial. So this subsurface heater, even though it gave a water warning, seems still to work, and it's very crucial in order for our power needs to stay manageable. This, however, as you can see, is not working, even though it is. Okay, it is working, but there seems to be no. It is on and it is working, but for some reason it is working very slow, and I believe that this is because there is a water shortage. We're still lacking 3 water. So what can we do in order to increase our water right away? We have no way to, actually we do have a way to amplify.
Sector scan.
You know what? We have a total demand of 7. We're going to do several things. We currently still have 1150 power stored up, so we're currently good. I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to upgrade our water extractor, and in addition I'm going to build another water extractor here. Yes, and now this should be in range. Yes, okay. So, and we're also going to cable it up, not cable it up, pipe it up, and also cable it up. Okay, that should give us more water and make sure that all our subsurface heaters are working. Okay, so this one is not covering the dome. As you can see right now, it needs 30 unnecessarily, actually, because there's no people. However, if I cover the center of the dome, okay, maybe it is still, as you can see, it actually doesn't reach yet because there is not enough water. Let's put this on high priority, all of this, so it's being built. How much water we have left in the tanks? Only 98, and I'm seeing, stupidly enough, that one of our water tanks is actually outside of the subsurface heater range. Okay, so this is a little bit of an issue because we would like this water, but we currently don't have enough water to run this all the way out here. At least that's how I understand it. You can see it's slowly heating up, but it really takes time. I didn't really know that this is a feature of the game, or maybe this is just because we're running too slow. Okay, so now it is actually increasing the heating range, and now this water should be available to us as soon as our little drones repaired the water tank. Alright, how are we doing with power? 843. We know the cold wave requires a lot of power, so now our panels went open and we're in the positive, so we're good. This is being built. Great. Now we should be fine with the water. Come on, come on, come on, come on. It's almost done. Let's increase also the service area here so that it includes this one and it cannot freeze. Great. Now we're producing 10 in total, demand of 8, so we should be fine. Alright, so I think we have things under control currently. Water extractors also need machine parts in maintenance as well as in production, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, they also need 2 machine parts to be built. So we wasted a little bit of machine parts here, but it was necessary and nothing we can do about it. However, I think we have everything under control, and I don't want just to wait it out and then continue the game. I think we're just going to continue and progress, even with the cold wave going, because we can actually not also afford just to wait around and wait for it to end, because we need to really start going on our production and to fill our second dome, which we wanted to do already for quite some time. So I'm going to keep an eye on our life support, but for now we should be fine. Our colonists are doing also fine, and so let's get going. So the plan was, again, before the dust storm in the last episode and the cold wave that's going on right now, we had a plan to fill and populate our second dome, and this is what we're going to do now. Going to bring up, we built the second dome already, and actually there is one person now living here, actually a child, because we have already a total of 6 Martian borns. So we are growing even naturally, but still we need people from Earth finally to bring up. We're going to the passenger rocket, and I'm going to choose my next 12 colonists, which are going to be a combination of probably engineers as well as no specialization people. I'm going to do this off camera because it'll take some time and it's a little bit of progress, and we'll be back once I have done that. And we are back with my choice of our next 12 colonists for our second dome. Quick rundown: I have chosen to take up 5 engineers in total, since we have to fill our polymer factory and maybe also a second shift in our little machine parts factory, which we already have running. I'm also going to take 1 geologist to help a little bit with the rare metal extraction, and a total of 5 no specialization to fill in all the workspaces of diner and grocer, etc. So let's bring them up. We currently have exactly 13 available living spaces in our second dome, so that means once they are here they will pretty much fill it up immediately, but at least we will be a little bit more productive, and the polymer factory will run, the rare metal extractor will run, as well as our little machine parts factory will also run, maybe even with another shift. Here we should have 6 scientists. Let me see where the 6th scientist is, if I can find him. I have set the research lab to priority, and I have set it to that only the specialized people can work in there. So I'm not really entirely sure why we don't have, because I'm pretty sure we have 6 scientists. Anyway, we'll check that again later. So the rocket is 29% on its way. How are we doing in the other buildings? Here we have the 3 engineers. The botanists are also working, and all of this is working very well. The new dome, there is people already partially staffed here because people are looking for work, but not to worry, we will find work for them. Let's also open up even though it needs 20 power, how are we looking with the power? Cold wave still going on, still 1 sol and 6 hours to go. Still looking good. We still have 754 power stored, even though we're currently in the night and losing 68 power per hour. But we're looking fine. In terms of resources, we're completely out of electronics. I'm trying to think of something that this would actually really affect. Let's take this down a notch like this. Should be fine. Yep. Nothing I can think of needs to be maintained with electronics. Okay, the drone hub needs to be maintained with electronics, and this drone hub actually will need maintenance in a second, and it will not get it because there is no electronics. So we currently have $860 million. So I'm going to, because there is no way we're going to produce electronics anytime soon, so I'm going to spend a little money and bring up a supply pod with electronics. 25 electronics cost us a cool 500 million, which is a lot, and we actually don't need that many. You know what, so let me just bring in 15. I think that's enough just for the maintenance, and I'm going to bring up another 10 machine parts because these are much more critical for us. So let's bring that up. Supply pod on the way. Rocket is also still on the way. In terms of scanning, let me see where we are. We are scanning now down here. Let's queue up a few more spaces, and then we're pretty much already done with the downstairs. Here's just 1 row here, and then we're going to scan up here as well. In terms of research, let's see where we are in terms of research. In terms of research, we are currently researching the Earth-Mars initiative, which will increase our research per sol by 100. Low G turbines is to increase our blades, which will be very useful later, and dust repulsion is also very useful to us because our solar panels will require less maintenance. Let's see what else we can queue up. Okay, the robotics tree has advanced significantly, and here it is. Here's our machine parts factory. Finally, thankfully, I'm going to queue it up. It's quite expensive, but we're going to do it. Other than that, let me see what else. This is increased cargo space. This is graduate faster from universities and interns, which will be very useful later on. And in terms of the breakthroughs, we have a couple which we can research, but they're not that useful at the moment. So I think I'm going to choose just and of course our medium domes also. We have talked about the medium domes, and our apartment buildings also I need to research. So you know what, no, so let's get this off and do the apartment buildings. What actually happened with this, I'm not sure. I never really got a message on this. Maybe I got it and I missed it, I'm not sure. This was like a little story bit that we had from the way in the beginning, and we researched it, but I didn't see anything that really happened with that. 85%, the rocket is here. Power wise, we are doing still okay. I'm going to switch on the polymer factory because it needs a while to be repaired. By the way, the polymer factory needs water, and it needs also fuel to run. Okay, I completely forgot that. So we might have to ramp up our fuel production in a little while. We currently are good, but with our rocket requiring 60 fuel per trip, and now the polymer factory also requiring fuel, well, that one little fuel refinery might not do it. Okay, other than that, I'm seeing everything is in the green, so I think we're good. Our rocket is here with our colonists. Are we ready for them? The dome's fine. Has all it needs, so let's bring them down. There they are. There's our next 12 colonists finally arriving. It's really about time. They should have been here a long time ago.
Anomaly analyzed.
There they are. Welcome, guys. We're in the middle of the cold wave, but don't you worry. It's almost over, and then we're going to be fine. Our little pod is also here. Let's bring it down over here with our electronics and machine parts. Yes, they have. Alright, now we should... Can we please get this repaired? We should at least have some people... See, in the polymer factory, there is 6 people into a shift. So, and we are producing now 3.3 polymers per day, which is pretty good. Do I leave them on the morning shift? Yes, I think I'm going to leave them on the morning shift. In total, we still have 5 vacant spots, so we have no... not enough people to open up more shifts right now. The research lab has 2 working shifts. You know what? I'm going to take this down so maybe somebody will fill this. And the machine parts factory has currently also only 1 shift going. After the cold wave, I think I'm going to open up also here a 2nd shift. Polymer factory still not going. Why is it not going? What's going on? It's frozen. Oh, okay, it's frozen. Okay, so we need to wait a few more hours. Another one of those buildings, because it's an outside building, it will not work until, well, you know what, maybe can we afford it power wise? You know, let's take a risk. Let's increase this a little bit, and now a little bit more. Now it should be working now. It's still frozen. No, it won't do it. It won't let me use it, even though now it is not frozen anymore. It's definitely inside the subsurface heating range, but it won't do it. Anyway, doesn't matter. Cold wave is over, thankfully. Let's switch off all our subsurface heaters. We don't need them anymore. Okay, now it's defrosting, and now it can be repaired with 2 machine parts. We're good with the machine parts at the moment, and then the polymer factory will start working. Okay, the drone hub needs maintenance, and we don't have electronics. The electronics are here, though. Okay, we just need some drones to pick them up, guys. Heavy load here. What are they all doing? Okay, they're loading and unloading the rocket. Let's make this a higher priority, so it's... No, sorry, not this one. I wanted to Okay, they have repaired it. Okay, great. So both drone hubs now working again. Power-wise, now we are producing way too much, but let you know what? No, it's too much. I'm going to shut off until we have a sustainable production of machine parts. I will not run the wind turbines. As you can see, I shut them all off, and we're still way in the positive with the power, so we're good. Okay, we're filling up our batteries. We're gonna get easily through the night, so no problem there. Water-wise, now we are also producing too much because we don't need the subsurface heaters anymore. So I'm going to shut off also this water extractor, because also this needs machine parts for maintenance. And now, and we're still making enough water just to do with this one. Did I shut off the farm? No, I did not shut off the farm. Right. Okay. What is here? This is the subsurface heaters. The polymer factory still not repaired. Okay, now it's repaired, and it has no power. Okay, but that's an easy fix. Okay, just a little cable, and then we're gonna finally produce our first polymers. Very exciting. Alright, let's also destroy this. It will give us some metals, electronics, and machine parts still lying around, guys. What's going on? Do we have storage issues? For sure we don't have any storage issues. The guys here are simply busy. Well, they're not that busy, and still they're not taking care of this. Okay, now they're coming. Alright, it's about time. Great. Because I'm assuming they're finished with the rocket. They have indeed. The rocket is fueled up again, ready to go back. And I think I'm going to send it back because I want to bring another batch of colonists up as soon as possible. At this point, really, I just want to expand and really get slowly but surely, not slowly, I hope a little bit faster than slowly, into the mid-game and to the more advanced stuff. Alright, so we're gonna wait a little while now in order for maybe to gather up a few more rare metals, because I want to send up the rocket not just with 6 rare metals, because we need a little bit more money, and we will be back once we have done that. Okay, and we are back. A few souls have passed and I have advanced the game a little bit. Our rocket is already almost back with our next batch of people. I've chosen a few a mixture of specializations, mostly engineers. I also, though, took one scientist with me because the one scientist we were looking for actually already retired. So that's why he was missing, or she in this case. A few more engineers and a few more no specialization people. I also built, believe it or not, an art store, even though an art store is expensive in terms of polymers. However, since we are now producing polymers, I think we can afford it. We have to keep a close eye on it, and if it's getting out of hand, we will have to stop it. Anyway, let's bring them down. We should have enough living spaces for them as of now. I also started, as you can see over here, to take down the mountain ridge a little bit. Our little drones are busy with that right now because I'm already looking into the expansion later on where we want to go over here, and actually my plan is to build a medium dome next. For that we of course need a lot of room. So now we actually are already full also with this dome, and to be honest with you, I've been sitting here and thinking, what am I going to do with the remaining space? I know we are researching right now the machine parts factory, and it is definitely the next thing I want to build. However, I'm still undecided if I want to build it in this small basic dome or if I'm going to wait until we have a medium dome and build it there, then there. Or I'm going to build it here first, to start a little bit on the machine parts production, and of course this one I would then stop because the small machine parts factory makes much less machine parts than a big one, and maybe later on, once we have the medium dome, we can move it over there for the beginning or something like that, because I'm not sure if we'll be able to maintain running two. Another thing is our power. I actually have extended our solar panel field, if you will, a little bit, and even switched on 2 turbines because we were actually running out. Now we are very good again, but before the stored power went down to, let's say, 150 or something like that, and we were actually getting already a warning about low power, so I had to do something about it. So right now we're running with 2 wind turbines. Alright, so again, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with the remaining space. In terms of the, other buildings that I could that I could. What are they? They have no jobs. Okay, we have indeed people unemployed. So let's change that. Let's open up a shift over here. And maybe we also going to open up a shift maybe out, no, with the geologist, of course. I've also brought geologists, so let's open, that was actually my plan, I forgot. So let's open a shift here so we can extract rare metals more quickly. Again, we need also to think already about the rare metals for an electronics factory, which is also definitely something we have to do at some point, but I think machine parts is of higher priority. How are we doing here? Almost done, 97%, very nice. Alright, so colonists are here. We're out of living space completely, of only one job available, so we are actually full. I'm not sure exactly, because even if I build more production here, we have currently not enough people to fill those jobs, except if we maybe wait for the low G rises, which is should be a relatively short research, and then change at least one living complex into an apartment building. Then we can bring in more people and maybe fill that. I think that's a good plan before we going into building another third dome. So maybe let's prioritize this over the 3D machining. No, we need to finish the 3D machining, because also we need the machine parts factory. We need both of those in any way for our plans. Can we do anything in terms of outsourcing? 200 million. Let's see, do we need an emergency fund? 1,000, we're getting 1,000 research. Let's do it, so things moving a little bit faster. All right, so for now we are the people are working, the dome's working, we're looking fine. We have a little bit of negative, but now our solar panels go open again, and again we are storing up on power. Alright, a little bit more time has passed, and what I've done now is basically two things. First of all, I'm building another fuel refinery right here, because we need to ramp up our fuel production. As you can see, it's already going down, and we're going to need more and more fuel now since we have the polymer factory. In addition, our rocket is basically ready to go back, but before I'm sending it back, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it on a little expedition, this one here, which requires only 9 drones and will get us more research progress, so that we can actually progress with the research and get things done. For example, building the machine parts factory, as well as apartment buildings later on. Here it goes. Won't be too long till the rocket is back. Alright, we're back. This is the plan. Our expedition has returned with our drones. We got a big boost of 2,500 research, which means that our machine parts research has been finished, and now we are working on our apartment buildings. So the plan is to let also that finish to research, and then we're going to build a machine parts factory, and we're going to build an apartment building, and then we're going to bring up more people again to fill all the buildings, and of course the factory with engineers. Other than that, now we're actually lacking one water. Let me see why that is. It's the polymer factory, because now the shift stopped. Okay, so we need to indeed to produce another water. Even though at the moment we are fine, we actually still have almost 200 stored up. Complete. Okay, research is complete. So here we go. First of all, let me... okay, I cannot send the rocket away because it's still being fueled. But here's the plan. We are going to destroy one of the apartment buildings. Of the living complexes. Here we go. Get out of here. And we're going to build the machine parts factory, which costs 2 electronics. We're good with that. So we build it here, and we're going to build the apartment complex. There is, if I'm not mistaken, 24 living spaces. So once this is up, it should definitely give us more spaces. Right now we have 14 homeless, yes, but that should change soon. And we have our first first real machine parts factory on its way. Once this is done, and once it's filled also a little bit, at least with a few engineers, I'm going to shut down this one, because we don't need it anymore and we don't have enough people anyway to run them both. Alright, and then we actually, I think, already also pretty much done with this dome and have to look already in terms of expansion. Now this might have been a little bit not strategically smart to put it here. Should have put it here maybe in order to build the passageway. How far along is this? No, I'm not going to stop it. We can build the passageway from here and then go up. This has been cleared, so I'm going to give them another command also to clear a little bit more. The whole thing? No, let's start with this one. The whole thing will be 600. Let's start with this. We can always continue later. But I'm happy that this is actually going pretty nicely here in terms of the expansion. Even though actually I prefer, I'm going to make this a priority and this, so they do this first and only then deal with this. The rocket is ready to go. Yes, and I need to send it back to Earth for bringing up more people.
Anomaly analyzed.
So let's do that. Alright, now both buildings have been built. Our machine parts factory is here very proudly standing, as well as our apartment building, which should be now populated also. We have still 9 living spaces available and 1 homeless person, that not homeless, sorry, jobless person, and it will not stay like that for long. But as you can see, I have kept the machine parts factory switched off because of the ridiculously requirement of 50 power. So I want to actually do this correctly so we don't run into any power problems. Again, now since the polymer factory is running, we're lacking 1 water, but again, we're still fine for now. At some point I'm going to switch on the second water extractor. But anyway, here we go. First things first is shutting down this one. Okay, I'm going to shut it down, and I'm actually going to also destroy it because we won't need it anymore. Power wise, we currently should be able to sustain it during the day, but again, the ironic thing is that this factory will produce machine parts which is necessary to sustain and maintain the wind turbines, which we can then efficiently run, since we have always a supply of machine parts. I would even like to have 2 shifts of the machine parts factory, and I'm going to make it priority. Okay, it needs to be supplied also with metals, because they're making basically the machine parts out of the metals. We still have a little bit of an electronics problem, a little big one actually, because the machine parts factory needs electronics to be maintained, and we currently do not have too many of those. So this is something we might have to import from Earth. By the way, while we're off camera, I got another message that there is a thing where polymer prices will increase by 100%, I think, something with inflation. Import prices for polymers. So this is also something to keep in mind. We're still not out of the woods yet. We still have not a lot of money, and we still are not really a lot of advanced resources. Now we got a little bit of a money boost because we sent our rocket back with a few rare metals, so we should be fine. At least in an emergency situation we can bring in some advanced materials. Alright, this is now populated, but it's a whole mess with all kinds of specialization. It should balance itself out. We should not have a medic working here. The medic should work in the infirmary, as well as the geologist should not work here, and the botanist should not work here. Okay, so this is all a little bit of a mess. We have 1 space more for botanist here in our farm. The farm is only a 1 shift thing. Okay, you don't have several shifts on the farm. So let's see how we're doing here. Okay, you're a medic. Why are you working here? You're a geologist. You should not be working here. Geologists should all work here. Okay, so let's make this a specialization and get all the geologists here. I'm not sure. You know what? I'm also going to do this as specialization, same as this one. and let's see how many engineers we have in total. Okay, okay, we're getting there, but they're coming from here. Okay, so also here, I don't want anybody working except for engineers. However, polymers, okay, we need to change the priority again because polymers is also something that needs to run all the time at full speed. Full speed would mean another shift, which we don't have enough people for right now. So what's more urgent right now? I think the polymer factory is more urgent right now. So let's open here another shift. We have no choice. Alright, guys. I think this is it for today. We made a lot of progress. By the way, I have not said anything about this little message we got over here. Another dust storm approaching, something for us to look forward to next time in our next episode. But for today, again, a big progress was made. We built our first machine part factory. We actually increased our living spaces in our second dome. We are already preparing the ground for our next dome, which will be a medium dome, a little bigger one. And yes, we build a little bit more power, and for now we're producing at least some machine parts, some polymers ourselves here up on Mars. Next thing, of course, will be also to produce electronics, which we're not doing yet, but we'll eventually get there. For now, for today, this was it. Thank you very much for your attention, for watching. I would appreciate very much if you would leave a like, maybe a subscribe, or a comment down below. Any suggestions, any feedback, I would very much appreciate. Thank you very much, and bye-bye for now.